This episode is a little different, and the reason why it's a little different is because I'm going to be pulling back the curtain and sharing a behind the scenes of what's happening in my business, which also leads me to some news, which will be that this season of the podcast will be pausing soon for recalibration. This is Words That Change Lives. I'm Helen Packham, and this is a show designed to help leaders, consultants, coaches, and business owners harness the power of their words to change lives for the better. And sometimes we need to have a look at the words we're using in our business in terms of how we help our clients. And we also need to seek support and advice from other people, which is what I've been doing these last few weeks, to shed light on where we want to go from a strategic level and recalibrate as a result. So in this episode, I'm going to be sharing a real-time look at what's shifting in my business and why. And I'm going to share what I'm doing so that might be able to help you if you're in a similar position as well, thinking about what you might want to do in your business going forward. And also to let you know that in just a few episodes' time, on episode 69, I will be pausing this season of Words That Change Lives for the recalibration, which I'm going to be sharing with you now. So let's get stuck in. So one of the reasons why I'm slowing down is I need to strip back. And what happened was I realized that I was running on autopilot. I was running a lot of things on autopilot that actually worked for quite a long time. And I had lots of systems in place, specifically a content system. And that was all working really great in alignment with what I did when I launched this podcast. And what's happened over time is I realized I was running all these things on autopilot, all these parts of my business. And I was very busy with the corporate side of my business, busy with my one-to-one clients, busy with my boot camps, and also busy with all the other noise that goes into running a business, because the actual doing of the business, the delivery, which is the bit I love the most, is part of that. And the rest is how you're putting yourself out there, how you're being visible. And busy doesn't always mean better. And what I was finding as I was doing a lot of great things, it's all fantastic, all really interesting, but I was feeling really tired. And with this new energy that I've got since becoming sober, there's propensity for burnout if you're doing the wrong things. And what I've realized is that growth and grounded growth is my word for the year. And I've really got to respect that and pay attention to that, because it's guiding me right now. It isn't just about adding stuff in, new ways to reach people, new audiences, and all those sorts of things. It's about aligning. And several things have inspired me to align recently, which has been really, really great and much needed. And everything happens just as it should. And this is all unfolding at the time that it should for me. There was also a lot of online noise. There's a lot of constant doing when you are showing up in all areas, when you're on all social platforms, you're producing all this content, you're running a podcast, you're working part-time, you're looking after your kids, you're running a business. There's a lot of noise going on, and it all became a little bit too noisy. And so for me, it's a natural time to get some clarity. And I wanted to recheck back in with my mission, my values, not my to-do list. And so that's what I've been doing. And I want to pull back the curtain on that because, people do share this stuff, but I think it's really important too. And so this mantra, less is more and slow down to speed up, came from a fantastic mastermind day I had in March, where I met with a lovely group of women, amazing women, very talented women. And we all had a mastermind day at Soho House in Brighton. And the resounding message that came out from that mastermind day for me is less is more and slow down to speed up. And because I'm doing too many things, I've got too much going on, and I need to reframe it in terms of productivity. So focus or frenzy, I want to choose focus. So what more used to mean for me was, I guess, more ways to work with me, more ways to market myself. But actually what more means now is more things in complete alignment with what I want to be doing, with the people that I want to be serving, and the way that I want to be serving them, that makes me feel alive, that gives me energy and gives the best results for my clients. So it's about looking at this in a deep way, doing deep work on it, offering a deep service, and with renewed clean energy. So that is what I'm doing. I'm pausing. I'm not quitting. So pausing isn't quitting, it's preparing. And that is really important for me at the moment, because that's how I feel I can move through to the next chapter, which is also very, very exciting. And I need to make room in order to do that. Like you, I'm sure, right? We're in the business, we're in the weeds. We need to step up and out, and we can only do that with mental clarity and space. And I don't get much of that. You know, it's the Easter holidays at the moment. I've literally got very short amount of time without my kids to be able to even record this. I don't get much downtime. I don't get much quiet time. And so pausing isn't quitting, it's preparing for what's next. So let me give you a snapshot of what I'm doing to recalibrate and realign in my business. And I want to start by talking about a few things that have helped me. I did some work with Helen Tudor last year, and she's got her ideal client attraction mastermind, which you will hear more about in another episode coming up. That was a real trigger point for me to have a look at all this. And I did a first iteration of looking at ideal client audience, realigned, using her method, which is great. Look it up. And that enabled me then to look at various different parts of my business. And you have to look at it because you can't look at one part without the other. And so let's zoom out to the kind of very top. I wanted to look at a business structure that works based on my time and energy and joy. So Helen's work with her really did help to kick that off. It's like not burning it down, but breaking it down to build it back up with flow, joy, and sustainability. So that's what I've been doing from a real high viewpoint. I've been taking a bird's eye view at the business and looking at the structure of the business and what that looks like and what I want that to look like based on my vision and my mission. And then looking at the content systems of the business, which includes the podcast, and then how I've built a content system around that is important to pause and redefine and realign, because that feeds into the offers. And what I'm doing with my offers is I'm stripping them all back and I'm focusing them in on the quintessence of the transformation that I'm offering. I have lots of different ways I can work with clients, but I'm stripping it all back and I'm simplifying it to create really transformational journeys. That then leads to the types of clients, my ideal clients. And this is where the work from Helen came in. And I'm consulting with various other people to do with content, to do with funnels, my amazing admin team to look at this. But I'm recommitting to 3 ideal client audiences for 3 offers. So that's been a really exciting part to align that and look at that in terms of who the client is and also what the message is. Now, obviously, messaging part is important, and I know about that, but that comes from then thinking about the content, the offers, the content strategy, the podcast, and the business structure. So you see how all of this aligns in. And I was able to take myself through a process of looking at all of this and working in detail through this. And as I say, I'm not doing this alone. I've got people to help me. I've mentioned Helen's program and the work with her. I've also got the amazing tech team, Sarah Rodis, and I've also looking at other areas as well. And there's more to come with that because I do need other eyes on my business. I need other expert eyes in different areas, also consulting with a business coach as well. So this is very much a strategy led from here, you know. It's doing business in a way that feels like, you know, true and aligned rather than performance. So what does that mean for the podcast? Well, you know, we're going to close this season down at 69 episodes. I think that's a good run for a first season, and it is not stopping. It is just pausing. So it will end this current season on episode 69, and then I'm going to pause for a short amount of time. I'm not sure exactly how long that will be, whilst I get all of these things built in to my business and all aligned in relation to the things that I've mentioned. And so it's not a fade out. It's really important for clarity and creativity. And future episodes are going to be way more aligned. So I think maybe the podcast up until now has been quite a high level general topic on communication in all different areas, and future episodes will be much more aligned with my 3 ideal client avatars, which is very exciting. And I love doing this podcast, and especially like doing it on video now. For those watching on YouTube, hi, please do leave a comment, and for anybody listening, please do contact me and let me know what you think. And I'd love to ask you, where might you need to slow down to speed up? What does that look like for you in terms of what feels aligned and what feels heavy? And please do keep in touch. Please do keep in touch on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. Also, you can contact me hello@helenpackham.com. You can re-listen to all your favourite episodes. They aren't going anywhere. They're going to be up forever. If this show has helped you in any way, shape or form, please do share it. Please do review it. Please do give me a 5-star rating, because all of that helps, particularly if I'm pausing to then relaunch with season 2 in a different way, in a more focused way. But please do continue to stay connected and reach out, because this isn't the end. Thank you for listening to Words That Change Lives. There's a few more episodes to go, so it's not over yet, but I really do appreciate any listen, any like, any comment, anybody who takes the time to listen to what I'm saying. And if you've had any value in it, please do let me know. So I'm walking the talk, I'm slowing down to bring you back something even more powerful. And next week, we've actually got a really great guest. So we're closing out this season with some fantastic guests and a roundup. So stay tuned.